150 laps of Outlaw Figure 8 Racing, the 6th annual Showtime Speedway Figure 8 Southern World Finals here in Florida. Beautiful crowd, beautiful cars on a racetrack. And we got some racing to do. Figure 8, people are coming to a stop there. Figure 8 action, folks. If you've never seen Figure 8 racing, especially in the form of outlaw style, you're all in for a treat. If all of you who have seen Figure 8 racing, you know how many nail-biter moments come throughout this entire race. Never do these drivers ever settle down, settle in, and be patient. You've got to be on the edge the entire time, all 150 laps, 300 times through that crossover. And you got to be the guy out in front to be declared the winner. Last year in this event, it was the number 3T of Mark Tunney, who beat his cousin Ben Tunney to the line. Last lap pass. This time around, I don't think Ben's going to forget it. He's coming off some big momentum in the number 5 Tea Time ride. Winner of the last big event out in California. Orange Show Speedway's 300 lapper. Got a lot of new faces in this field, a lot of local competitors trying to keep that money and trophy in Florida. And a great looking field.
Well, Tommy?
All right, Jeffrey, one to go.
Nothing like a casual walk through the...
We had to go running around just now, but we're here. We're good. It'll be Gerald Cook in the 47 starting on the pole to his outside. Indianapolis driver Mark Tunney, the inside row for the most part, at least for the top 5 rows, will be Florida drivers. And to the outside will be Indy drivers. Wayne Calkin, Steve Durham, Ronnie Sorensen Jr., Ben Tunney. As we go green, a 150 laps.
Here we go, Tommy.
Of Outlaw Figure 8 Racing. Mark Tunney out to the early lead. Oh, trouble in the turn number 3. The Terminator, John Connor, spins it out. Hard on the brakes, and he goes nose first towards the wall. Does not make contact, fires it up, and keeps it going.
There's a lot of bumper slamming in this race.
It's a short track, Jeffrey.
Hey, guess what? It's Figure 8 time.
Oh, more trouble through the X. A bit of a stack-up. Cars getting sideways. This grass is going to be treacherous here. You do not want to get off course. Through the crossover, John Connor.
Here come your leaders. It's on.
John Connor trying to stay on the lead lap. He's got the leaders hard on the trails. Mark Tunney, your leader. They got a slow car up high, the 31 of Whitaker.
And a lot of problems, Tommy. A lot of problems happen when you see these drivers kind of stop and try and get set up for the next turn. Oh, Wisman.
Yeah, yellow, yellow, yellow. We got a car up to the wall.
Looks like that car just didn't want to turn.
Potentially 2 cars there from our vantage point. There. Nope, just one. That'll be the number 28.
Could have been a flat tire, Tommy. Saw this car have contact early through the intersection with another car. They were side by side and bounced off of each other.
That's Shane Grigsby from Florida in the 28 machine. He keeps it fired back up, but probably locked up the tires. You can see this.
Oh, yeah. If it wasn't flat, it is now. Now, this is an endurance race. If he's able to get that thing changed and back on track real quick, it's going to be just fine. Tommy, I am sweating like an MFer because I had just ran through the pits, started like 8 onboard cameras. I ran around the track twice, starting wall cameras. You were out there with me.
Yeah, you did a lot of that running.
I had to do a figure 8, and I had to run across the track real quick.
You found a way to run a mile on a quarter-mile track. So your running order right now, Mark Tunney, Steve Durham, 1 and 2, Gerald Cook, 3rd, Ben Tunney 4th.
And a reminder for all of our viewers, we have the running order down in that ticker.
I'm just repeating what you're seeing right there. Eddie Van Meter in the 23 5th.
We're 4 laps
Sorensen in 6th. Michael Hadley 7th. Chris Harmon 8th.
Taking a look at the damage right now for Grigsby, Tommy.
Ooh, that's a damaged left front. That thing is tore up from the floor.
Not good when the driver's standing out assessing the damage.
Yeah, that thing is chewed up and spit out. So if they can fix it, they can potentially score some spots in this race.
Well, the driver's suit's going back on, so.
Yeah, it is. It must be brisk down there. Jacob Garrigus 9th. John Barnard. Hang on, how do you say that one? John
Barnuskas.
But
I could be way off.
In 10th, the 11th place runner, Jeffrey Shackelford.
They're going at that car right now, Tommy. Again, if you can get it fixed, you might be good to go.
11th place or 12th place is 17 of Corey Harmon. We got Vanderhoof.
And this is we got another car into the pit area.
Yeah, that's a Riddler, Mike Riddle in the 21.
Now they do not count caution laps.
Yeah.
So right now, this is a huge opportunity. You see Grigsby getting back in the car right now, Tommy. These teams are telling them, dude, we're going to fix this thing as fast as we can.
That's what's fun about these endurance races, Jeffrey.
I mean, we go to a lot of these big figure 8 shows, Tommy. We've been to Orange Show. We've been out here now, finally, to Showtime Speedway. We've been to, of course, the big races out in Indianapolis. But for these local guys, some of them, this is the big race of the year.
Yes.
And for Grigsby right now, you see them getting strapped in. This is a whole team effort out here. Don't let anyone tell you anything about, racing's not a sport, auto racing, because there is so much team effort happening right here to get Grigsby back on this racetrack, because you do not give up.
Never do.
These figure 8 drivers, Tommy, you see it all night long, but this team's going to have a lot of work to do, as it looks like they're telling these drivers to double up.
Yeah, they're thrashing right now, but hey, even if they're 2, 3, 8, 10 laps down,
you still have a chance to make it in that top 10.
Yep. So they're thrashing. Field getting doubled up here on track.
They're working on that thing hard.
Great view here from the pit area. Awesome that we're able to provide this coverage, or this footage as well, from the pit area. You catching your breath?
I made it. I'm starting to, I'm catching my breath only to have a restart in a figure 8 race at Showtime Speedway.
As everybody saw, that was some wild, hairy moments there at the start of this race. A lot of brakes being applied, a lot of taking early in this race, not a lot of giving. And hey, you know who that really helped out? The 20 of John Connor, who spun up the track. And he keeps his lap by staying ahead of your leaders.
You ready to get back to it, Tommy? It's go time. 146 laps to go.
Here we go. Green flag flies. 21 of Mike Riddle still in the pits. Oh, trouble again into turn number 1 of the oval.
And again, it involves Connor.
Yeah, Connor up the track. Not sure what's going on with the 20.
Oh, big trouble!
And a big stack up into turn number 1.
Oh, we might have lost a few cars on this one.
5 cars in a bunch.
We had cars up in the air, and you can see, Tommy. So again, the yellow flag comes out. We stop counting. So these drivers able to get going. They're not going to be losing laps as cars drive by. First, let's take a look here at Shackelford's machine. One of the last cars to get into this.
Yeah, the 28, Jeffrey Shackelford. He came to a quick stop, did a good job.
See the low-budget TV onboard camera on that one we'll utilize for.
And it looks like we might have some rivalry there in the infield. The 23, who has damage, and Chris Harmon. And the number 6, Van Meter and Harmon talking to each other.
Tommy, it has begun. Welcome.
Like you said, we're only 7 laps in. Donnie Murphy in the mix of this one. Jacob Garrigus up towards the wall. And here's a replay. You see just a stack up into turn number 1.
Tommy, on this replay, you're going to see, watch the air time some of these cars are getting. Watch Garrigus in this 07. Goes
Van Meter.
Boom!
Van Meter makes initial contact there. He and
Looks like the 27.
Yeah, 27.
But there was a lot going on here at once. Gotta wonder. Now, again, this goes back to what we were talking about. Grigsby is still in the pit area trying to fix his car. He's only lost 2 laps at this point.
So Baranauskas and the 23 of Van Meter, and you can see Garrigus, he climbs the 23.
And some slam job. I think the 80 machine may have gotten away with this.
The Murphy. 28 of Shackelford looks like he did Doodle Fair hard on the brakes. And you can see now that's Jeffrey Shackelford's team. You see the Shack Pack trying to get that 23. Baranauskas.
They are. Look at this effort. This is what I love about this shot is that we're going to be able to see these drivers going at it and their crews trying to get these cars back together. The Shackelford team is still in this to win it.
Yeah. They're down right now in the pit area trying to get that 28.
And Tommy, this points out how much of a benefit as Shackelford gets going, how much of a benefit it's going to be to get these cars patched up, or at least get them out of the mess. If you get stuck in a wreck, you don't have that opportunity of time to fix. Shackelford pulls it back on track, as well as the 47, who has the smallest numbers in auto racing.
Yeah, the 47 back on track. Who is in the 7? That'd be the only 7 we have on track would be the 07 of Jacob Garrigus.
Right. We had a 7X here last night. I'm going to give you these back before
Business in the front, party in the back. My mullet's so long it touches my crack. Here we go back into the pit area. You see Van Meter's crew.
We had a couple cars there that had some onboard cameras, and again, we'll have highlights going up on our Facebook page and our YouTube page, Low Budget TV.
So that damage that they're working on, that left rear quarter panel, that's all coming from that impact with the 07 of Garrigus. And the 23, that stock of Garrigus hard on the brakes, but still got collected. They're unhooking the 80 and the 07 currently.
What did I say? It's go time. We're 6 laps into this race. It's almost over.
Now you can see damage on almost all 4 corners of this 23. As right now they're working on replacing that spindle, it looks like. Looks like a broken upper control arm. Spindle possibly.
Now, Tommy, from your knowledge, how long is this going to take to... Is it fixable?
It is. Everything's fixable, but it depends on if you can get it done in a timely manner. They're right now fixing, it looks like part of the part of the tie rod.
I've never had to fix one of those.
Never. Not at all.
All right, an update on this wreck. The 80 machine we talked about, he getting stacked in there. He is looking like he's going to be able to at least drive away from the incident. As you see all the effort going on with Van Meter's crew.
And now in a situation like this, Jeffrey, the tough thing is how do you control the crew guys? I mean, everybody's got their work cut out for them. Everybody's trying to do everything, but sometimes in a case like this, we've seen it in the past, too many hands in the way. You know?
Right. It comes into play where it's like, all right, who is here? And Tommy, that's something, by the way, you see in the background.
John Connor
pushed into the pit area. That 20 machine. But, yeah, you almost have to have a game plan going into this race. You have to say, all right, if we have a suspension thing, you fix this, you fix that. But I know as well as you do, Tommy, plans only go so far until the green flag.
You're right. We at this rate, after 6 laps, we're not going to have too many cars left after 10.
We at this rate are going to miss our flight.
Yeah. So Garrigus, I'm concerned. He's still pointed up towards the wall.
Yeah, that car nosed it into the front straightaway. An update, like we said, the 80 machine was involved. He's just pulled it to the lineup, it looks like. Shaking it up.
Donnie Murphy there.
If you're Murphy, do you pull it into the pits anyways?
Oh, of course. You got to have your crew check it out.
Well, too bad.
Or he's going to do his own checking. The Garrigus getting the toe out of turn number 1. And you can see all this work right now, thrashing on Van Meters. Number 23. A lot of left front damage. Upper control arm completely bent up out of this.
And you have time in a wreck like this. Fix as much as you can. And you have to almost budget, Tommy. Some fixes, if you start them, it's going to take you longer to finish them.
Yeah.
You have to decide, is it worth us potentially missing some laps?
Whether that car is turned to the left and the right. But not
Maybe
good to
setup
see.
secret.
Not good to see Garrigus on the hook.
We'll see. I mean, even though right now a lot of people are convinced this car's done, you just don't know.
Never know. Well, the car's getting fired back up, getting back to action here. Yellow lights back on.
There's Garrigus. Take a look at that left front that met the wall.
Yeah. And this is a race, you know, Garrigus got his brand new 07 car out here.
Oh, yeah.
Is this the race where if you get collected in a race early, or in a wreck early, do you try to thrash and get it back out there? Or do you have a full season ahead of yourself and you just decide, I don't know.
Tommy.
We'll just wait till
I just
opening night.
drove down to Florida, and you think I'm just going to be like, eh.
Yeah.
And there comes a point, and this is what I love about race car drivers. There comes a point where pride takes over.
Oh, totally.
And it's not. It's no longer a matter of should we? It's a matter of can we?
Nancy Vanderhoof saying go number 6. Go Jeremy Vanderhoof. Nicole Danielle.
I like Nicole's pick.
Yeah. Jacob Garrigus, that's my cousin.
Hey, all right. We talked about it. In case you think we're blowing smoke, Grigsby
back in line to head to the track.
Great effort on his crew's part.
Unbelievable. And this is what you're going to see all night in this endurance race.
Shackelford, he had a lot of work going on. And this is only going to ramp up how these drivers feel about other contact on track. They're going to be a lot less forgiving if these crews went through and fixed them, and then they have more contact. They're not going to like it.
CJ Lee saying, kick-ass Big Ben, don't let bullshit like last year keep old Yeller from a win. Get checkers again. Yeah, you know that Ben Tunney, he's looking for that redemption. He got a win stolen from him, from his cousin Mark.
And I want to point this out.
We weren't here.
No.
But that's one of the reasons why we're here now. We knew how competitive this field was going to be based off of everybody talking about coming here, Jeffrey.
Let's talk about the start-finish line, because this is going to come into play if we have any kind of finish like we did last time. We do have one to go.
Uh-huh.
Last night, we had a heat race where it came into play, where the question was, where is the start-finish line? Right here, folks, kind of at that tip of the triangle. You see it across the way. You see the shiny piece. Now, it's angled to where if you're on the left side of a battle side by side, your transponder might click first.
Yes. Yeah, no, it's not a straight line across the track like you'd think.
So strategy there.
All right, restart, here we go. Restart, lap number 9.
Ooh, squirrely for the 84 machine.
Mark Tunney, your leader, continues on. The 84 driver, you're talking about him being squirrely. That's a local driver of Ronnie Sorensen Jr.
So if you're Ben Tunney right now, you know Mark snookered you on the last time you were here.
Yes.
Are you right now sizing them up like this early in a race? What's your strategy, you think?
I guess you got to see where your car is compared to the car in front of you. So yeah, you are sizing them up, but you can't let them get out too far ahead because right on your back bumper is the bull, Steve Durham.
Yep.
In the 3rd spot. We got a smoking machine number 8.
I think that was him logging up the brakes here. Racing up with Grigsby and intersection.
Crossover camera, that one's gonna be busy here tonight. Mark Tunney, your leader. 2nd spot, Ben Tunney.
Now Whitaker trying to find a way through. He's now 1 lap down.
And riding the wall.
We heard about that hole, by the way.
Yeah, that's a big hole there. It took the 23 out of contention last night in the heat races.
There's your lead pack, and they're coming through, and they're coming through hot.
The field single file, no battles. Actually, there's one coming down the straightaway here. Quentin Wild trouble in the back. Shackelford climbs the number 8 machine. I don't know how that worked.
And that's why we didn't put the camera on the tire.
I don't know how that worked, but Jeffrey Shackelford found an inch and took a mile on that one.
At all times, folks, we might not be watching the intersection, but we have a camera dedicated to it. You will not miss a single thing that happens there. If there's something that happens, we'll have a replay of it.
Craziness. It's truly an art of what these figure eight drivers are doing behind the wheel. It's a rhythm, it's a timing game, and it's unbelievable.
You said it. Taking a look at some of our competitors.
Shackelford off the track. He's back into the pit area.
Whitaker stopped over in the turn. That's a little early to be stopped, I think, if you're avoiding the intersection. Could be an issue.
Yeah, might have stalled out on the left side of your screen there.
We're going to watch the intersection here and get back to our lead pack. It's not always the cars that are coming at you at a perpendicular motion. Sometimes it's the ones right in front of you. If they jump on the brakes, we see that happen a lot as lap traffic for your leaders.
There are times where hesitation leads to devastation in these figure eight races. Lap traffic ahead of your leader, that's causing a top 4 stack up. The number 8 machine.
Oh, he's sideways.
They kick that 8 machine to the left side and they go by.
Your lead group is a big one, Tommy, but lap traffic's gonna stack them up.
That's Grigsby in the number 28 and the 11 machine right up ahead of Jeff Smith. Lap traffic, and this is could be a turning point in the race, one of many.
Hey, lap traffic came into play at Orange Show.
It sure did.
And battle for the lead.
Here comes tea time. Ben Tunney to the driver's left, into the lead. Lap number 22. Gets by cousin Mark Tunney. And right there, the bull Steve Durham having to figure out a way around Smith, number 11. Whitaker's been parked over in turn number 2.
Yeah, he's been there for a few laps.
And no caution, so I guess he's out of harm's way.
Lap traffic's not going to end anytime soon, though.
Yeah, they're right now on the back bumper trailing number 14 of Quentin White. Rookie here to figure eight racing. And they're looking for a way around.
And how about Martin Tunney on the outside? Oh, he opens the door for Durham. Or did he? They're side by side in front of your leaders.
Oh boy, here comes the bull to the outside or the left side of Mark Tunney, but he's got now Harmon to his inside. And he might lose a spot while trying to make a spot.
Don't hurt your car. Getting through lap traffic, there's still a long way to go. 125 laps to go at the line.
And a little bit ahead part of this lap traffic, you see the 23. Eddie Van Meter back on track. Great job by the crew to get that 23 back on the racing surface and back in this battle.
And Tommy, all this lap traffic is allowing, we had separation. We had 2 packs, top 5 and then about 7th through 10th. But all that group is caught back up to the same line on the intersection.
Oh, trouble down into turn number 1. Hadley and Grigsby making contact. They both save it. They both continue on. But now Vanderhoof's starting to see the back bumper a lot tighter on that 4 machine of Hadley. But like you said, Jeffrey, lap traffic still in play in this top 4 battle. Trouble down the back straight. That's the 17 of Harmon.
Oh, no.
Off the track. It looks like mechanical problem for that 17 on the back straightaway. Corey Harmon, we go yellow, yellow, yellow.
Now don't wreck under the yellow because we have some guys figuring out that we are. And we actually see that kind of thing happen.
Vanderhoof,
Vanderhoof is coming into the pits.
Yeah, Vanderhoof in the 8th spot.
I like how Harmon is like, all right, I'll continue. Whitaker rolling.
I'm not sure what happened, that 31, if he's just like, my car stalled, but now I got no momentum.
Well, how about this? The 84 is looking for a cool photo shoot right now.
That grass makes for a good shot. Ronnie Sorensen Jr., 14th place runner, 2 laps down. Van Meter, you're curious here, here's a replay It was the number 84 of Sorensen who spun it out down in the grass. The way we just missed it on our screen or our camera. And you see, if you look to the far left, you see that green and yellow figure 8 car getting, I can't say, I can't tell if there's bumpers applied. It looks like he might have just lost it on his own, but he spins it into the
car
infield.
blends in very well with the rest.
So updates here. Eddie Van Meter, he pulled off early in this race with damage. He's back on track. Looks like he is down 19 laps. Cheerleaders, go get him. Eddie, says Samantha Hargraves. He's probably not too happy right now.
So we still have 8 cars on the lead lap.
Darren.
Fall lap down here, it doesn't mean the end of your night. Come on, Fro, says Darren. You got this. And it looks like Garrigus' car is the one that we're seeing in the background here.
And they are working on it, so we'll get some updates there. Y'all need to watch your mouth, says Gage Dunn. So I don't think he agrees with some of the Twitter people out there. You can see work being done on the left front.
Oh, let's face it, Bray doesn't agree with us.
Probably, yeah. He's probably just tired of hearing us.
It's really hard to physically watch your mouth, by the way.
Yeah, nose gets in the way sometimes.
So what are we working on here? They're putting it back together.
Yeah, we're putting back together a left front suspension. Here comes the tire.
Well, that's a good sign if the tire's going on. That would be, sometimes what looks like a bad break is sometimes one piece.
Yeah.
Okay, let's fix it. They're putting that tire on, and they're doing it quick, Tommy. I think we're going to see the 07 machine of Garrigus back on track.
We'll see. They're getting ready to lower the jack. You see to the left of your screen. Crew guy lowering the car. Jacob Garrigus getting ready to fire up that 07.
And a cool little addition here. You see what the number, Garrigus is rolling.
Here he comes.
I was not expecting this.
And he comes out at the right time, Jeffrey. The field's getting ready to go back to green.
I'm just so anticipating him.
Field at the ready, lined up and ready to go. Restart lap number 31. We go back to racing. Jacob Garrigus pulled it back out on the track. So Ben Tunney, Mark Tunney, Steve Durham, Chris Harmon, and Mike Hadley battling with Dennis Wisman in the turn number one. Leaning on each other. Dennis Wisman, Rebel Racing in the top 5 right now, trying to hold off the 2017 champion of the world in figure 8 racing. Mike Hadley's number 4 ride.
Wisman had problems yesterday in qualifying. I believe his transponder wasn't working. They had to do it twice. And there's Garrigus, back on track, not giving up.
Now if you're cheering on Jacob Garrigus, he is down 26 laps.
He's got it. He's good.
But with the way that this race can go, it's not the longest endurance race, Jeffrey, that we cover.
No, actually, in endurance race standards, this is almost a sprint.
But you can still pick up positions as this race plays out.
Big things happen in this race. But again, Tommy, sometimes it's not about where you finish, it's about finishing.
Yes. Top 3 under a blanket. Harmon right there waiting for anything to happen.
Oh, Tunney has to wall up, and that's going to allow the other Tunney.
Mark Tunney now to the driver's left. Side by side for the lead, lap number 37. Coming to the crossover, 4 cars cover the top 4 under a blanket.
This is just about how things finished last year. And how about this? Durham now looking for a spot. The 84 gets going. He had to woe up.
He's on the left side of second place. Ben Tunney at risk of losing a spot to Harmon. Now he's taking the short route this time. Through turns number 3 and 4.
And it's at moments like these we find out which drivers have the bigger ball bearings.
Yes. They all keep it in the same direction to get back to single file with lap traffic all spread out in this mix.
Wisman and Hadley there. Looks like the 14 machine may be returning to the racetrack.
Jeffrey, the Bull,
Oh, don't hesitate.
The Bull, Steve Durham, on the back bumper of that 3T of Mark Tunney, Jeffrey. Steve Durham has yet to win an Outlaw Figure 8 race in his Figure 8 racing career. Always one of the fast guys. Can he get it done here tonight?
And what do we always, oh, looks like Shackelford's off the pace. The 28 machine's going to be pulling it into the pit area.
So not a great race for Shackelford and his team. Durham now looking to the inside with contact.
Oh yeah, we're using the bumpers here on lap number 41. And see this? This right here is what causes issues. We got a stack up. It looks like Garrigus got stuck behind. And this is gonna blow up a bunch of cars here. You can't see, you lose your visuals here as you go through. Cars going all over the place to try and avoid.
Yellow, yellow, yellow. Lap 42. As like you were saying, Jeffrey.
This car is having an issue. You saw a hand signal out the side from Sorensen. And Garrigus woed up. He tried to stop.
And Garrigus.
There you go.
Yeah, there we go, the 84 of Sorensen. Now, in a situation like that, you got Sorensen who slows down in front of you for the crossover. Garrigus, he's already looking across the track to see what gap he can fit in. He did a great job heads-up driving to look ahead of his windshield as well. Yeah. There's so much that you got to keep your head on a swivel in these Figure 8 races because not all the time are you looking forward. You're really only looking forward through these races about 70% of a lap.
Head on a swivel. We talk about it all the time. And Tommy, it's something you have to do, but it's also something that could bite you. One wreck I think we've seen in every Figure 8 race that we've covered so far is a rear ender where someone has to stop. Another driver's looking ahead at who's coming in the turn, doesn't see what's right in front of them. We talk about it. Sometimes it's what's right in front of you that you miss. And it's when you don't miss it, there's a problem.
So we got anybody want to bet Corey Harmon quit a job to race? Hashtag bump. I wish I could have made it been garage racing for years. I will eventually make it to one. Hashtag Figure 8 FLA. Thanks, Low Budget TV, for your coverage. You all crack us the hell up for showing yo-hos, blow-hos, non-driving skills. Oh, man.
Let's go, Quentin White. We're all rooting for you. No, hashtag 41, hashtag Lil Cat, says Anna.
Lil Cat, that's his nickname. Got a car stalled in the crossover, the number 8
Well, they're talking with him.
Robert Yo telling
look, speak of the devil, and he wears red.
He's doing some maintenance.
He's probably picking up the dog stuff. He's got his pooper scooper. Why isn't he racing in this? You know, I don't know if I've met a promoter who talks more crap than
but in such a fun light, though.
I love it. This guy is one of the most entertaining promoters I've ever had the chance to meet.
Look at that crowd, Jeffrey. They are standing here, standing room only at Showtime Speedway. This is the place to be in Florida. Folks, if you can, get your butts down here next year. I know we're going to try like hell to come back next year. $10,000, says Robert Yoho, to win this event next year. So he's doubling the purse.
They stacked him in here.
Yeah, they did. Packed him up.
Now this guy, he actually used to work at a Chinese restaurant. We
call him Chopstick Joey.
Actually, maybe Japanese. He's a sushi chef.
Sushi chef.
Sushi chef. This guy, he's the one who stirs everything up in the restaurant.
Well,
so they actually just hired a bunch of cooks.
So for those of you looking at our timing and scoring, you see 8th place is the driver, first lap down. That's the 48 of Doodle Ferris. You see the kind of funny numbers that they have here? They've labeled them per state.
And I like this.
Yeah.
It helps us get a chance to see where everyone's from.
And they did a starting lineup based off of state.
Yeah, one row was the locals, one row was the
travelers.
And it sure shook things up.
47 getting ready to go back on track, Gerald Cook. But the field at the ready, restart, lap number 47. We go green. Mark Tunney, Steve Durham, Ben Tunney looking to the left or to the right side. Chris Harmon in fourth, and a battle for fifth continues on. Hadley gets by Rebel Racing, Dennis Wisman. Now the battle goes back to third. You see Chris Harmon looking to the driver's left of Ben Tunney. Tunney slams the door. We'll see how we can ride this one out. As short of a race as this one is, it's still...
Oh, man, found that hole with Argus.
It's still quite an endurance. The two cars you see, actually the 3 or 4 cars you see on your track, on your screen are now all involved in wrecks earlier. Crew doing a great job of getting them back on track. And hey, they're out here racing, maybe not having the most fun as they would if they were on the lead lap, but give him props, Jeffrey. That's a lot of hard work in a short amount of time.
Whitaker there, you see having issues in that 31 machine.
Man, that crossover camera.
It's going to be busy. It's going to be smoking tonight.
.98 laps to go. Plenty of time to move and shake stuff around. On track, you see on the screen right there, the 0723 not battling for position, but battling each other. And Whitaker again having problems. Over out of turn number 4.
Whitaker is doing the fuel mileage race.
Here he is. And then Sorensen in the 84 machine, he's parked it up high. It's a local driver having a problem. And lap traffic. For your leaders, they get by the 8 machine.
Every now and then you folks are going to see cars with tire smoke. Or you're going to see smoke from the people in the stands. So that was tire smoke. And this car's smoking them up. I don't know if this right front tire is going to last the whole race.
Yeah, you know, it
actually I don't think it's tire smoke anymore.
It looks like it's coming from the motor. Maybe some blow-by or something. The 14 of Quentin White. He's on the back straightaway.
Woo, boy.
Parked it up high. He's trying to get that 14 machine to shoot the gap and keep on going.
No, I think that 14 machine, Tommy, completely just shut down earlier. Saw him blow it up earlier. So,
oh my goodness, folks. We've got the battle up front, and they're going to close in sooner or later, probably within the next few laps, to a big wall of cars mid-pack. Basically 6th place on back. And they all got to fight through this one. This is the only type of racing, Jeffrey, where you've got to battle the guy you're racing with for position and 10th place any given lap through that crossover.
You don't get a break in figure 8 racing. Look at this pack coming through.
And they've got the leaders closing in on them on the opposite side of the track.
Yeah, so we talk about it, Tommy. Sometimes the advantage is to have a big group of cars. Well, what happens if 2 big group of cars meet in the middle?
Yeah.
Quentin White able to continue.
We call that when 2 big packs meet up, we call it shuffling the deck, because that's what it looks like in the center of that track.
They're going to meet up with this group very soon. See the tail end of it. There go your leaders.
Mark Tunney, Steve Durham, Ben Tunney. Your top 3 all on top of each other. Chris Harmon in the 4th spot. And Hadley having problems trying to get by the 14 of Quentin White. There they go down the front straightaway.
All right, here we go. Who's going to give way?
Oh, we lost the sideboard off the 1. It's sitting over at the end of the track. Into turn number 3, debris potentially.
So Wisman, that's not going to help the handling on this car.
On the right side, sail panel. And problems in front of your leader, lap traffic coming to a stop. Lap traffic coming to a stop. Mark Tunney having to slam on the brakes as well as everybody behind him. The track was completely blocked there for a second. And now they're trying to get by the 47.
White having issues again. That's Wisman you see going off course.
Gerald Cook in front of your leader. Ben Tunney at risk of losing the spot to Chris Harmon. Back there in third. But where are you going to go if you're Mark Tunney? You've got drivers on your rear end trying to get by.
Well, there's always three options. You go to the left, or you go to the right,
or you go through. Well, Gerald Cook going to cut Mark Tunney a break. Steve Durham, the bull in the second spot, teammate to Donnie Murphy. Racing with that team this weekend, potentially for the 2018 season, acting as a teammate. And again, we see that speed out of the 3D like we have every time we've covered these Outlaw Figure 8 races.
Doodle Ferris going down a lap.
I was looking through timing and scoring right now. It looks like your leader has the fastest lap time of this race, an 18.893.
Couple cars went, oh man!
Crisscrossing through that crosser.
See, I don't even have a chance to update anything. You gotta go with the flow of figure 8 racing.
Lap number 69 up on the scoreboard. 80 laps to go. This is some hair-raising action here from Showtime Speedway. When you and I step foot on this track, Donnie Murphy around in turn number 3 and 4. He smokes the tires and keeps on going.
He smoked them all the way through almost half the track. Oh, looking for an opportunity was Tunney. Looking at the inside of the bowl.
So now Steve Durham going to have to duke it out with his teammate.
And Tommy, something we don't see often because of how competitive these fields get. Mark Tunney with a bit of a lead now.
Yeah, he's gapped up a little bit. Lap traffic could have come into play there, but Mark Tunney definitely fast time qualifier, fastest lap on the racetrack here.
Oh, look at them go.
Oh, Gerald Cook threading the needle through the grass if he has to.
Do what you got.
And we're closing in on the halfway point in this race. Amazing how time flies when you're having fun. Halfway, as the leaders will cross the stripe out of the next two corners. Halfway, this time by for the number 3T of Mark Tunney. He got himself about a 10 or about 6 car lane lead as he takes the halfway flag. Well, Jeffrey, what have you seen so far in this halfway point?
Well, I feel like that 3T machine is trying to set a statement for his competition. He's led the majority of this race, and he's clearly selling. Probably wants this one to go all green from here. But what I've seen, Tommy, is we still have a pack of cars here that are still in the lead lap.
Well, not only that, I'm going to extend your point. Not only do we have, Jeffrey, a pack of cars, if a caution comes out, it's anyone's race again.
Yes, it is.
We've got so many cars on a different pace in their own race, still intermixed in this race. And it's not over, Jeffrey. These drivers have to keep in mind everybody all the time through this race.
Now, how many cars? Who's the last car we have on the lead lap at this point?
Right now we have 5 cars on the lead lap. Michael Hadley in 5th was the last car on the lead lap. He's in the number 4 machine, trailing behind the 6 of Chris Harmon.
And I want to put this in perspective for everyone. You might be thinking, oh man, there's only 5 cars left on the lead lap. Well, there's your leader. There's 2nd, there's 3rd, there's 4th, there's 5th. So they are still all on the same straightaway.
And Jeffrey, we knew going into this event, I think everybody knew how competitive this race was. I think you can see it by the crowd. They all could see how big this race was going to be, how much the competition was going to make this race a fun battle to watch.
Ooh, this might be in Vintani's favor. Wisman held up Durham.
Durham going to slip back to 3rd with Chris Harmon on his side. Chris Harmon going to get by the 3D, so Durham in one lap gets 2 spots taken away from him. He's going to fight back to the outside of the 6.
Lap traffic is holding up your leader, Mark Tunney.
Durham through the grass, starting to lose more time now, and into the clutches of the number 4 Hadley.
And with this lap traffic, Tommy, here comes the top 5.
Oh, stack up into turn number 1. Wisman and Durham making contact and almost taking Hadley with them.
We have a car parked on the intersection. Got to watch out for that. Almost collects Harmon.
Oh, man. Harmon so focused on the back bumper of that 5.
Well, you probably can't even see.
Exactly. That's what I mean. That even if he did see him, what could he do other than what he did?
Well, the one driver who's really getting left behind right now because of lap traffic is going to be Hadley here. He is flying through, doing everything he can.
Taking some off-road excursion lap traffic in the way of your leader.
And look at your top 3 under a blanket.
Through turns number 3 and 4. Ben Tunney looking to the outside, now cutting to the inside, but lap traffic still in the way.
Oh, some bumper tag. One hits another, hits another.
The pendulum swings here at Showtime as Mark Tunney doing a fantastic job of holding off his competitors. That could have been a very big moment there for your top 3.
And that holdup is allowing Durham and Hadley to catch back up. Oh, contact! These drivers are getting into each other. Oh, payback.
Tunney letting Harmon know he did not appreciate that move. Durham caught on the trails.
Oh, and a reminder to everyone, they're figure 8 racing.
60,
all this going on at once.
62 laps to go.
Incredible.
And to top off this figure 8 race, it's still short track race, and bumpers are going to be applied. Jeffrey Rubbin's racing.
A lot of cars blowing up here, and it is just affecting visibility.
The grass, as these drivers go through the dirt at times, gets kicked up and put up on the racetrack, and that doesn't make matters any better. Every lap, the track is continually changing, almost turning into a dirt track at certain points.
Yeah, we heard about that in the heat races. As short as that race was, we had some cars get off track, and they said all sorts of debris ended up on the track from it.
Jeffrey, I think that 6 machine of Chris Harmon, that car has woken up.
Well, but he got to deal with someone right now.
That car has woken up, but again, Tunney in that 5 machine, Ben Tunney.
He lit a fuse in that 5 car.
Yeah, he definitely lit the firework there.
They're both catching Mark, though, while driving like this.
Mark Tunney dealing with lap traffic and a lead change through turns number 1 and 2. Chris Harmon takes the spot away from Mark Tunney, new leader, lap number 92.
Fans are going nuts out here, but so is the pack. Hadley right now needs to get through this time or he will lose touch with your leader.
He is literally stuck in a wall of lap traffic. Nothing going on up front for leaders. 3 wide through turn number 2.
Who says these guys can't go 3 wide? He's still fighting with them though, but lap traffic for your leaders is his bread and butter right now.
And the tough part for Hadley is he's battling with a car that's just as fast as him, but is many, many laps down of Jacob Garrigus. You know, that's got to get under his skin a little bit as he sees the top 3 pulling away. Actually, the top 4, I apologize.
Well, Hadley gets through.
Clear sailing for your leaders right now. They got a whole straightaway ahead, and it's all clear. But Mark Tunney probably not happy. Settling in for second at the moment. And you got to wonder, Jeffrey, if you're the 3T Mark Tunney, do you just kind of ride, maybe kind of wait to see what that 6 has? Or do you take every chance you get to get by?
I don't think Tunney's like running in second. I don't care which one it is. Something tells me Mark wants to get back up front and pace this field.
All 3 know that they have a fast racing machine. But you got to play that risk.
Oh, trouble. Looks like maybe a left front tire down on the 47 machine.
47 up the track. Gerald Cook, he's going to park it on the back straightaway and hope for a caution sometime soon. As the lead battle continues on through figure 8 turns number 1 and 2. Starting to get busy through the crossover for your leaders, and then more lap traffic they've got to sort through in a lap or 2. As Mark Tunney in the 3T trying to figure out a way to get around the 6 of Harmon.
Oh, they're going to have a lot to deal with, though. Because these drivers are all starting to get into each other right in front of your leaders.
So if you're Harmon, you got to figure out the fastest way through this lap traffic. If you're Tunney, Mark Tunney in the 3T, you got to use him at the pick.
Like this. Like this.
To the left side. Can he get the job done out of turn number 2? He's got Wisman now in his lane through turns number 3 and 4.
Left, right, or through. Side by side for the lead.
And
with 50 laps to go. We're 3 wide.
It's all
contact with your leaders.
Mark Tunney gets a spot. Harmon slipping and sliding. And Ben Tunney gets by on the left side. So not only a lead change, but Harmon goes back to 3rd now. He's got some major ground to catch up on.
I feel like these 2 are still figuring something out right now. A lot of contact between those 2. And that's going to hold up Durham as he tries to get by. Look at this. Durham right now is losing touch with their leaders. Hadley's back up with Durham.
Durham and Hadley trying to fight and claw their way back up to the 3rd spot runner, Harmon. But they always catch the lap traffic when the leaders are clear and can go a lot faster when they're outside of the lap traffic.
Tommy, I feel like the breaking point for these drivers, as far as keeping it up in contention with your leaders, is staying on the same side of the track.
Yes.
As long as you get through the intersection before the leaders do, you still have a solid chance at eventually catching back up. If you get passed through the intersection by the leaders, that's when you got to really start to worry.
Yeah,
because that means the next time you see the leaders, they're going to be lapping you.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Jeffrey. If you split this figure 8 course in half, you definitely want to stay on the one side that the leaders are on at the moment.
Ooh, Tunney getting held up. Harmon might try to take advantage of this.
Murphy going wide for your leaders. And Tunney, Mark Tunney in the 3T machine, opening up that gap once more. It's amazing how this race, Jeffrey, has like a rubber band effect.
Oh yeah.
You string out a little bit and then they close back in. 43 laps to go. You see at the bottom of the screen on the ticker, battle for the 2nd spot. Harmon and Ben Tunney making some contact out of turn number 2.
At this point, I think all of the top 3 have hit each other.
Yeah.
So, it's fair game at this point.
Your leaders have some breathing room. They've got clear track ahead for a while. And when I say a while, I mean about a lap. Actually, we got one off-roading in front of your leader.
Why not? Just got to go for it.
Crisscrossing through the crossover. 109 laps down out of 150. Battle for the second spot continues on, and this is going to be, never mind.
Here comes second and third place. They're catching up to Mark.
I thought the 11 was going to be a factor, but not so much. He goes wide, respects the leader.
They almost, that 11 car just nearly got clobbered in the figure eight.
Harmon putting the pressure on Tunney. Tunney getting loose going into turn number 1. Battle for the second spot is the one you're watching.
Tommy, you and I at Low Budget TV, when we do races anywhere, oh man, look at this. We always tell people, you can expect us to film where the action is at. It doesn't matter if there's a 3-wide for first or last, we'll be watching it. But the fact of the matter is, and it happens a lot with these figure eight drivers, is the best battle on track right now is right here. There's another good battle actually coming through the intersection. It's Hadley and Durham, still very much in contention, but Tommy, like we talked about, going through the intersection right now. Here comes 4th and 5th, and there is your leader. So they need to make up some time and fast.
Yeah,
As we're side by side for the lead, here comes Harmon again.
Harmon looking to the outside of Tunney now. Ben Tunney in the 5. He's got his hands full. As again, I'm keeping my eye. I don't know where you're filming, but the battle for 4th is getting hot and heavy now. Hadley does not want to fall a half track behind your leaders, and he's starting to put the pressure on the rear bumper of that 3D of Durham. And up front, it's Harmon and Ben Tunney battling for the second spot, doing the same thing, leaning on each other, putting the pressure on that second spot battle.
Lap traffic is not only something you have to deal with, it's something you have to count on in these races. It so often, as we saw at Orange Show, can have an effect on who ends up in victory lane. I'm going to take a look over here.
Yes.
At this battle for 4th that you're talking about. These
Hadley,
drivers need to get going.
You can see Hadley, he's not wasting any time spinning the back tires if he has to.
Because here's your leader.
And you can see coming to the center of the track, the next group that they're going to catch up with that battle of 4th.
So, a lot going on at once. Back to this battle for 4th right now. It's Tommy. If you're Hadley, do you have to just throw on the gauntlet and say, well, I hope the leader stops first?
It's been sparking over in turn number 1.
Oh, Hadley jumps on the brakes.
He had to hit the brakes, and now he has caught a half a lap behind your leaders.
He has lost that advantage. And Durham also going to have to whoa up.
So Hadley at the moment, he's going to hope for a caution. Not because he's about to go a lap down or anything, but he needs to close that gap, and he's losing a lot of time now as he's fighting through that crossover with your leaders who are battling through lap traffic.
So our spark and some dragging on Wisman, as you pointed out. Hadley right now just needs to go. He's lost touch with Durham.
Yeah, Durham's about a quarter of a corner ahead.
And we only have 30 laps to go.
Harmon and Ben Tunney.
Mark Tunney right now has got to be feeling good about his lead. Durham has to whoa up out of the corner. That's going to allow Hadley to catch back up.
Here comes Hadley to the outside into turn number 3.
Just throws it. You talked about the momentum we saw on this track last night.
And he's got a clear sail in front of him right now. Garrigus is just as fast as they are, so he doesn't have to worry about that 0-7. And Hadley takes the spot, moves up into 3rd.
Don't look now, because the leader's on the same straightaway as you.
I apologize. He moved up into 4th. Durham having a whoa up. And that just brought it right into Hadley's lap. And Durham and Hadley is still hoping for a caution to bunch it back up. Because right now they are fighting and clawing. And more than a half track behind your pace of your leaders. As Mark Tunney got into the back of the 80 machine of Murphy.
He has a lot going on, but side by side for second.
Ben Tunney, Chris Harmon, we've seen these two battle for a while now.
Harmon tried to choose the right lane. Got wound up by the 80. In fact, contact with the 80.
26 laps to go. Harmon buried back in time. That's the biggest gap between those two that we've seen lately in this race.
Look at Hadley's mess.
Hadley's now stuck in a wall. He and Durham gonna have to fight and claw through. They're 4th and 5th respectively. Mark Tunney opening up about a straightaway lead over the 5.
And the biggest problem, Tommy, the biggest problem for Hadley and Durham is Tunney is coming.
He is there. He's about a half straightaway behind the number 3D of Steve Durham.
I gotta admit, I'm surprised at how clean this race has been because of how narrow we talk about this track getting. Really, just the early wrecks. We've had a long green flag run in this one.
Yeah, Jeffrey, it seems like it's something that we normally see in these figure 8 races where you kind of got to learn. You've got to get that momentum going. You got to start that pace. And early on, you do have some problems with that. Everybody kind of on a different agenda, different speeds, causes problems. Mark Tunney deep in lap traffic right now as we close in on 20 laps to go for that 3T machine, and a battle for the second spot continues on.
Yep, watching this, Tommy, the reason I'm keeping an eye on your leader, who's right in front of him?
The next car in front of Mark Tunney in that 3T machine is 5th place, the 3D of Steve Durham.
Ahead of Durham is Hadley.
Desperately, these two need a caution to stay on the lead lap. In fact, they're really tapping their toes and crossing their fingers that it comes out like right now.
How hard, Tommy? If you're Durham, what do you do right now?
You got to stay on the lead lap. You got to do your best to stay on the lead lap. But it's not going to happen as the 3T goes by. Durham, 5th place, goes down a lap. The next car ahead of Mark Tunney is your 4th place runner, Mike Hadley.
Some contact with Durham, actually. Looks like that car's falling back, Tommy. Maybe something up with the Durham machine.
Could be falling off the pace. Could be some mechanical problem. Could be wearing out.
Might have just been a hiccup. It looked bad at the moment. Here's the battle for second that continues on, but Mark Tunney is dominating this race.
He is. He's taking it by storm. At this moment, he doesn't have to worry about making a move on the last lap. He's just got to worry about keeping it all in his grasp. Battle for the second spot down the straightaway into turn number 3. Harmon had a run out of turn number 2. Couldn't seal the deal into turn number 3, though.
Oh, Tunney with lap traffic.
Right now, you're watching the 5 and the 6 duking it out for the second spot. Tea-time Ben Tunney trying to hold off Kentucky's Chris Harmon in the 6 machine.
Tommy, I'm just going to throw it out there. We have 15 laps to go. A caution in this race.
Oh, crossover.
We'll change everything.
And the 11.
I better say it before it happens.
11 hard on the gas and nearly spun it out.
Hadley has gone a lap down. A big moment in this race, 4th place. Lost a lap, the battle for second is insane.
Oh man, remember these 3 all together battling at the start of the race?
Oh, I do.
For position, unfortunately for Durham, he's now a lap down and not in contention with this battle. And Chris Harmon doing just about everything he can to get back by that number 5 machine of Ben Tunney.
Props to these drivers, man. Racing this hard, not only physically tiring, mentally tiring type of racing, and they have been doing it for a long amount of laps right now.
You can see on the ticker the difference in the lead between 1st and 2nd. To put that time into perspective,
look at this mess in front of your leader.
Your leader, Mark Tunney, has about a 2/3 of a lap gap between himself and second place.
And we have 10 laps to go.
Well, Jeffrey, if you're Mark Tunney, you've done it well throughout this entire race, but these last 10 are pivotal. If you're in the second place battle, anything goes. Anything goes at this point. Ben Tunney's got his hands full with Chris Harmon. Mark Tunney's got his hands full with lap traffic.
Oh, and at any moment, someone might make the wrong move.
And bring out the yellow. You never know in figure eight racing, especially in short tracks.
It almost happened just now. Durham went through. He almost got clipped in that intersection, man.
Mark Tunney clears tail, and he's got no pressure in front of him. Battle for the second spot. Out of turn number 2 through the grass. Side by side with contact. Harmon on the outside, Tunney down low, trying to hold off that 6th run.
Harmon needs the advantage going into this turn. He has it.
He has the spot, cross the line first. Battle for the second spot, and it goes back to Harmon in the number 6. Ben Tunney back to 3rd. We've seen this battle here for since the second half of this race.
We certainly have. Here's your leader. Tunney, you see all the intersections still. They never end. Never end.
Five laps to go, 150 laps. Figure eight race, Jeffrey, coming to a close. Lap traffic for Harmon in the second spot. But you see the 3T of Mark Tunney.
Here's Hadley.
Mark Tunney took this race by a last lap pass last year. But this year, domination so far out of that 3T machine.
Checking out cars that have made it this far in this race. Oh man!
All these drivers doing a great job for keeping these cars on the racetrack. The crew's doing a great job fixing the ones that have pulled back in and out of the pit area. As we have 2 laps to go for Mark Tunney, who he has yet and still cannot take a sigh of relief as he's battling through that traffic.
Right in front of your leader, there's trouble.
Will we see a yellow?
Will this bring out a caution? The car still sits over the turn, now it's moving.
White flag is out, 1 more lap to go, no caution. Murphy gets the 80 machine fired back up. Jeffrey, pure domination. Out of the 3T, the marksman, Mark Tunney, your Showtime Speedway 150 lap feature winner here at the Southern World Finals, and he does himself a drift all around this racetrack and a nice 360 to boot. Second spot goes to Harmon. Third spot, Ben Tunney. Fourth, Mike Hadley. And rounding out your top 5, the number 3D, the Bulls, Steve Durham. And you can see the rest of the results there at the bottom on your ticker, Jeffrey. It had a bit of a rough start to this race, but momentum prevailed. These drivers got all settled down. The battles were red hot. And we have a champion of this event once more.
And that's why this race showed why it's so important to not lose touch with the leader. Because Tommy, he pushed it. And he pushed it early. We talked about, is it GOAT time now? Does he want to ride in second behind Harmon at the time?
He lost touch.
No. He was like, nope, I'm taking this lead back. He took it back, and he was able to gap himself through some intersections. Through lap traffic was really the key in this race. And just through that, I mean, we saw Harmon later get around Tunney and pulled away from that 5 machine. So Harmon was able to gap a little bit, but just way too late to catch the marksman, man.
Mark Tunney, your winner, second time.
I think Mark was just so sick of all the last lap finishes that he's like, I don't even want to chance it.
Yeah.
So. There he is. Showtime Speedway winner here, 2018.
He wins the 6th annual Figure 8 Southern World Finals here from Showtime Speedway. Pinellas Park, Florida, Jeffrey. We have done it.
Is that?
We've traveled south.
Who's that guy? He's just happy to be here.
He is.
But yeah, no, it just awesome. Great racing time. This was our first time being out at this track. So what did you learn about Showtime Speedway?
I learned a lot that we don't have enough show left to talk about what I've learned. But I tell you what, I'm hoping we get the chance to come back here next year. And they're up in the purse next year. You see your winner, Mark Tunney. Hand out with the checkered flag. And he's going to park it at your victory lane. We're going to send it downstairs.
Round of applause for him. He can hear you now.
I smell tire smoke.
Oh, yeah. Robert Yoho had the drift drivers looking for Mark Tunney, and I think Mark did just as good
Mark
of a job
Tunney
drifting
getting
like those guys did.
a well-deserved drink. Going over 100 laps in that last segment. I think
And
the
you can
last
see,
caution was at
you can
lap
see the exhaust.
42.
Oh yeah.
He'll get all the equipment unhooked. Okay. Mark Tunney getting out of the car, going back to back here at Showtime Speedway. Let's have a big round of applause for your champion, Mark Tunney.
Yeah, you can see he is plumb wore out.
Let's send it down, Tommy. For the
Dad gonna give him a big hug. His sister came in and gave him a drink. Well, buddy, I told you we'd see you out here, didn't I? What a great race you guys put on. One heck of a show for these fans. Tell us about when you guys were battling, all three of you.
Well, you know, this track, we've all talked about it. It's so unique, so different, very, very abrasive on tires and stuff. And, you know, I know that we were wanting to all lead, but we were also not wanting to overdo the tires and stuff. And it's kind of a catch-22. It's like, you don't want, you know them guys, Ben, Chris, Durham, you know all them guys are so fast that you don't want them to be in the lead, but at the same time you don't want to use your stuff up and then look stupid at the end. So I tried my best to conserve, and I know Ben is awesome at doing that. And you know, I'm just very, very thankful for Pete Shuff at Royal Purple, Big B, and my dad and crew that give me what I need to do something like this. And thanks to Yoho for putting on our show and keeping us down here. I think this is year number 5.
Scoreboard says 5.
That scoreboard don't say 5. Don't even. I got plenty of energy to mess this guy up right now. That scoreboard said 5 last night. It ain't saying it tonight. I need to thank my girlfriend Jennifer and my mom taking care of my little one here, Kendall, letting her get to see her dad race, and looks like she's awake, so that's a plus. And she probably don't know what happened, but thank you to all the fans, everyone cheering me on, thumbs up, going around the track. That means a lot to me to be well respected from the drivers and stuff. Thank you all for coming, and please come back next year. Hopefully we can make this race bigger and better. And it's always good to get out of Indiana in February. I know a lot of y'all don't know what that's about, but I love this Sunshine State. It's nice and warm.
Well, how's it feel to be a two-time champion in Florida?
It's hard to put into words, really. I mean, it seems like Ben's always getting the 2-time, 3-time, everybody calling him whatever time, T-time. I'm trying to keep up with him, but this trophy is super cool, too, by the way. Thank you.
Okay, it saddens us to be here today. We're going to stop the celebration for a minute. I think Ben and a lot of the Indiana guys remember the old guy, Jay, we had? Jay, the tire guy. Cody's standing over here. Tonight, this is salute to Jay Stock, the tire guy. He passed away at his house the other night. We had a special 50-lap trophy made, a tribute to the Hoosier guy. We got a gold medal for both of the drivers. It says Jay, the tire guy. And I think if the first 4 years the Indy boys were down here, he took care of you, and the whole family's here, we lost a legend. He dealt with the sunshine, all the speedways. On behalf of Showtime, these are special trophies. We want to honor the Stock family. Jay, we know you there up watching us. You kept the sprinkles on us. Two-time Tunny there, got my money this weekend, and I promise you, I will have a car next year. Even if Cody's driving it, I will be a Florida boy in the top 3. Ben, you suck. Anyway, it's showtime. We got the drifters coming out here in a minute, and there's 2 champions. He won New Smyrna. They've won about everything in Florida, and I'd say Ben Tunney's winning everything in Florida too. So next year, same date, $10,000 to win. You boys in California, I think you're part chicken because you don't show up. It's showtime! Come on down, California! You're chicken!
Calling out our California boys.
Now, how do y'all deal with that guy on a weekly basis? Really? There ain't no way I could run with that guy every weekend. I'd done kill him, I swear. But man, what an awesome promoter. Honestly, awesome promoter of this racetrack to keep this thing going. Gets everybody talking. Everybody give a round of applause for Robert Yoho. Like him or not, he's got this racetrack going, and we get to play on a Saturday night. Thank you.
Hopefully I can figure a way to get him down here 2 times a year. But we'll work on that. Second place, Ben. Ben, where you at, Ben? Chris. Oh, Chris. Shackelford?
No,
Harmon. All right, let's get Chris.
Just stay there.
What's that?
We're going to talk to you right
Okay, sure. Hey.
Well, I was going to stay when you talk. All right, now I'm over here with the second place finisher, Chris Harmon. You did a heck of a job getting by Ben there late in the race. Coming home second, just a little bit more to get up here. You had to lead it earlier, but then you lost it. We're going to draw the 50-50. All right, 50-50. Let me do this real quick. 509394. 509394. $593. So back to your interview. Dude, you deserve it. You battled. You ended up with second. How'd your race go? And I know you wanted to hang on to the lead, but second's not too bad.
Yeah, not too bad. We had a pretty good car. Started 12th, come up, got the lead. And, you know, lap traffic was tough all night, and we had a pretty good car. Like I say, I'd like to maybe have been 200 laps.
200? I'm thinking you get 10,000 to win. You go 3 hours, huh?
I'm thinking next year maybe 200 laps, 10,000 to win.
Yeah, that sounds like I bet the fans would love that, wouldn't you? Great job, man. I know your crew's probably proud of you, your family. Hopefully we'll see you back here next year and you'll be one better.
Yeah, it was a great race. Thanks for everybody coming out. Hope they had a good show, and congratulations to Mark Tunney and Ben Tunney coming home third. And the whole top 5 was pretty fast tonight. So,
congratulations. Go celebrate, dude. All right, let's go over here and see if we can get a hold of Ben. Ben, you're up there. You're battling. It looked like the rear tires started going away. Yeah, that's what it looked like to me. What did you need? Just some more forward bite?
Yeah, I needed some rear grip. The front, I even purposely tried to tighten the car up in the pits, and that's why I was so off at the start. I had the car pushing, but still got free at the end. I don't know what to do with it. I think I just need Uncle Bruce, the crew chief, on the 5 and the 3. That'd help a lot, probably. I'm extremely disappointed in how terrible the car was, but I'm fortunate that it's in one piece and that I got all these guys behind me that helped me this weekend. All my sponsors are here, Vapor Kings and Dave Sneed, and Wright Mechanical, and Advantage and Sons Painting, Thunderstruck Performance, Joe Williamson Racing Engines, Shuffett's Napa Auto Center, A Cut Above Barbershop, T8 Race Cars, Pro Touch Lawn Care, RBG Group. It goes on and on. I got so many guys helping, but I want to thank the crew also, Matt and Chris and Ronnie, Ryan and Painter, just AJ, everybody that's helped out. Sam Breedlove at home, sick with his wife who's ill. Wish he could be here. And I want to thank all the fans for coming out and Yoho for putting this good show on.
I tell you, I feel like I'm at the dog track, because every time I bet on somebody, I lose. You ain't cost me but money this week, brother. Next year when you come back, put a penny on that car or something, brother.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Hopefully next year we'll see you back in the winner's circle, dude.
Thank you.
Let's go over here. All right, let's see the number 4th place car, Michael Hadley. Oh, he's wandering around over there. Michael, you got up there battling with the top 5. You just didn't have quite enough to get up there to battle for the lead. What did you need in your car to get up there?
Right front shock and spring be working.
This 2 years in a row you've been 4. Change that number.
No, I'm stuck with 4. I'm stuck with 4. Thanks for the show. Congratulations, Mark. 4 T8s up front. Look forward to coming back next year and giving it my all.
Congratulations. I know 4's not what you wanted, but next year, well, hopefully we'll see you back here next year, right? Hopefully we'll see all the guys back here.
I think we just ran out of tires. We blew a seal on the axle or something, and it's got gear oil all over the wheels. So we gave it our best run. We show we can run right up front with them, and we'll be back to do it again.
Tell us who helped you get here. I know it takes a lot of people, family, and sponsors.
So taking a look here at our Twitter feed here. Again, thank you all for having some fun with us. Emily saying, rock on, Tunney, finish strong, and I need a loaner. Sharon Holbert saying, way to go, Mark, yeah. Way to bring home that win. Hashtag Mark Tunney Indy boys. That's from Danielle Alexis. And all you fans for your great Twitter updates and everything else. You are all a part of our show here. Way to go, Quentin. We're proud of you. Hashtag 14. That's from Anna there. And we have Mark with MEP power for the victory, says Dan. Morgan saying, can you say spank that ass? Hashtag 3T. Yeah, Mark Tunney, man, making this race his own here at Showtime. CJ Lee saying, best part of this race was Blowhose Dog taking a shit on the grassy knoll. Brian Forey saying, where's Ron Davis? California driver. Yeah, I don't think Tunney would appreciate to see Ron Davis. Brittany saying, let's go Kentucky/Indy boys. Drum drama never dies. Hashtag. Folks, it was one hell of a battle here. 150 laps. And your race winner, I'm going to move this camera over here. Race winner, Mark Tunney, going for a ride. We saw it on, if those of you followed Showtime Speedway's Facebook videos, Robert said that the drift drivers were out to look and to stop Mark Tunney's run. But Mark Tunney was the winner here tonight. Looks like the drift drivers said, okay, well, we're going to show him how to drift then. I don't know if you want to give the Tunneys another excuse to build something new and go racing. Seem to be good at whatever they do. You see the winning driver, Mark Tunney, in the passenger seat. I guess this is part of the winning celebration. You get to ride along passenger in a drift car. So the field pulling off the track. And we still have one more race here, folks. We got one more race left to go. That'll be an Enduro, a stock class, meaning these cars are basically from the junkyard, from the driveways, right off the road, bash out the glass, and go racing here. So it'll be compact cars, mid-sized cars, you name it, you run it and race it. Way to go, Mark Tunney. Says Princess. Good job, Michigan boys, too, in the top 10. Well, that was an awesome race, says Donnie Murphy. That was. I mean, they were on it from start to finish. Chris Cotoni loves him some racing. Hashtag glory days from Anthony. Good win, Mark, says Nevea. Mark had it out for that trophy and never looked back from his battle all night. Jessica saying they knew he was there. Way to go, Chris Harmon, that's for sure. Harmon, he had the lead, not for a long time, but for an exciting time. So Chris Harmon, he kept himself busy and then battling with Ben Tunney all race. My man Mark, way to go, says Megan. So thank you all for your Twitter interactions here. We ain't done yet. We still got a 50-lap enduro race. Now this is going to be a goofy race. We already had our 150-lap endurance race. Gage Dunn saying y'all need a censor button. Yeah, but I don't think we're the one doing all the main cussing. We're just reading off our Twitter feed. Interviewed Johnny Hot Shoe Bishop. Says Bluntman 23. Thank gosh the promoter didn't invite Washington guys and girls. That's from Kendra Reppin. I imagine that's a relation to the 45 driver from Washington. Good finish, Uncle Shane, the 28. Way to finish, Mark Tunney, says Aubrey. Yeah, Jake Reppin, we are used to seeing him racing it out at Orange Show Speedway. Home track figure eight racer out at Evergreen Speedway in Washington. We're looking to try to go to that event. They have a big figure eight race, the Evergreen Cup, coming up here at the beginning of October. Off in the background, you see a bit of a drift exhibition. So what a fun night. Like I said, we're not done yet. What a fun weekend we've had so far here at Showtime Speedway. Hoping to get the chance to come back here in 2018. As you heard from Robert Yoho, $10,000 figure eight race coming up next year. Same weekend, just a whole lot richer. Take a look at this Drift Expo. They're putting up a lot of smoke here. Sissy can't wait to be a racer's wife. Hashtag Daddy Bear, says Anthony. Here we go, around Robert Yoho. That guy's crazy.
To be honest, I'd never been in a drift car before, and I was actually pretty impressed at how much grip they do get when they slide around and jump back in the throttle. That's a special kind of art, and I appreciate all forms of racing in four wheels. So hats off to him and you for putting on a show and not mouthing too bad. It looks like you don't have a swollen lip, so you're good to go.
All right, two-time world final champion, Mark Tunney. Well, Mark, maybe you could be a three-peat.